basically in the 4, but actually 6 days of Dunkirk. Have you guys seen the Tour de France Unchained teaser trailer?
Yes, that came out this week.
What did you think?
They emphasize scandal a lot in it, and that is
worrying. It's like, really, it seems like last year. Does it not feel like basically they've kind of maybe gone, because this is season 2?
Yeah,
that we're on now. It feels like, I don't know how season 1 did, because obviously I don't have their data, and I haven't gone looking for it. But
please give us Netflix.
It feels like they're kind of like playing to like the cycling's a drugged up sport sort of thing, scandal. Like, we don't even know, like, on the screen it's Pino who's being asked, do you think there's like or do you think he's doping? They don't insinuate who he is specifically, and we also don't know, because obviously the way that they can just through the power of editing, we don't actually know if Pino was being asked the question or whether it was just somebody else who was being asked a question and it was just that audio was put over him. I mean, they've done this, whatever company it is, but they've done it with all their sorts of these style of documentary behind the scenes stuff where audio is put over bits of video which isn't actually correlated to the bit of video that's going on. I remember a lot with the Drive to Survive stuff, and so I really don't know what to make of it. I'm not a big fan of the scandal thing, because it's just going to kind of bring all. They're obviously talking probably about Jonas or Poggi, who are 2 very big names in our sport, and therefore if they're bringing in scandal and that questioning, it's just going to make new people say, "Oh, cycling's a drugged up sport," and it's those 2 big names who are like the prime culprits, and it's just kind of sheds a bit of a negative light over it. But I will still probably be watching it. I am still looking forward to hearing the behind the scenes stuff, especially since I think that UAE Team Emirates are in it this year, so hopefully we might see a bit more about that Pogacar element to the tour and how things went wrong.
I'm looking forward to seeing Pogacar be more, we get more of a personality background to him, because he is a really captivating personality. Similarly, Vingegaard as well, I imagine, is going to be in this. He wasn't in the first one because Jumbo didn't put him through as one of the featured people, because they were going for Roglic and Wout, which was kind of laughable given what happened. So it felt like in the first season we didn't really humanize the top 2 because neither of them were on the show. So you had Geraint Thomas.
Welcome to Do You Want to Be the Tour de France champion?
No, well, I mean, in the show, it wasn't like they weren't featured. They weren't talking. They weren't one of the talking heads. We had like Geraint Thomas and the other people doing that bit. So I think it'd be cool to have Jonas and Poggi actually there to sort of humanize it a little bit. And we don't really know that much about Jonas Vingegaard. It'd be really intriguing to see some stuff behind the scenes, because he is very sort of reserved and he likes his private life, and that's completely respectable, And we might get a little bit more of an insight into that, just so we know the person behind the champion. I think that's really important as well going forward. He is going to be around for a long time, and it doesn't help if people think you're boring, So adding that bit of personality would probably help his image, would probably help him going into the Tour de France and people not sort of frowning upon him and pouring urine all over him like they did to Christopher a couple years back. Right, I feel like it would sort of humanize our Galacticos almost, and hopefully, if it's still around for next year, we have someone with Remco, we have someone with Roglic, we have someone with Poggi and Jonas. That could be quite a cool 4-up battle where you see how they come along. But I guess we have to take it year by year, see how the series goes. I'm gutted that this year we do not have a season of El Dia Menos Pensado, the Movistar series that was axed. So hopefully this cycling documentary stays for a couple more seasons to come.
And also we could get to see, because I don't think Van der Poel was in the first season, was he? Either.
No, he was. Was he not? I think he was, but he pulled out of that Tour de France. He didn't have a very, very good Tour de France.
Yeah.
So he was only in it very briefly because that episode focused on Jasper Philipsen rather than Mathieu Van der Poel.
But they could definitely, because obviously Philipsen did exceptionally well last year, and they'll have to focus, of course, on Van der Poel as well, and hopefully be like, hey, all you people who don't really know cycling, this guy's important because he wins a hell of a lot and he's, all these fantastic things, and he's got the family heritage and blah, blah, blah. And they can like shed a bit of the historical importance upon cycling and the family lineage and all that. But I agree. I think it'll be cool looking into this year and seeing like Remco being brought in. It's like all these new characters who seem to get added in as like other people to support in the sport.
And that feels really important in sort of building, like Drive to Survive only got better with time, And it feels like it'll be good with building a narrative almost separate to the bike race itself, as bad as it sounds, like having it to the TV show narrative that continues having these characters you follow year on year. I think that's really important to sort of help viewers stick around. And hopefully they'll transfer themselves into watching cycling for the rest of the year, because that's what we need for the sport, to make it more than just the Tour de France.
Or of Denmark. That's the race to see this year.